All right, I am here with Sam Mars, who is a vampire LARPer, correct? Tell me more.
I run the largest vampire live-action role-playing game in Austin, Texas. We're growing. We have over 80 players. It's a very heavily political game. Lots of personal story, lots of conflict, lots of all of the really good Vampire the Masquerade stuff you love from the 90s, but updated to 2000.
How long have you been LARPing?
I've been LARPing since 2002, and it's 2016, so it'll be 14 years.
Oh, look, Ann Standiford is back.
I am.
So, have you done some LARPing aside from the vampire, or is that just the one that you've been focused on?
So my big passion is for the high competition political LARPs. I've totally really enjoyed exploring other LARPs in the Austin area. The fantasy boffers, dystopia, even some of the Nordic stuff to kind of look at, how do we explore politics and competition. But my heart is undead and still beating. So,
as far as your job as storyteller, what all for? Let me play with the camera there. For those who are newer to things and watching this show because they're newer to LARP, what all does a storyteller do? What do you do all the behind the scenes?
So storytellers are, in addition to fulfilling like the GM, DM role for the game, they're the head coach and coordinator. They help people develop their characters, mediate all of the stuff that comes with conflict, whether that's interpersonal, kind of out of character bad feelings, or whether that's finding the best possible story. We're there to support the stories that players want to tell for themselves or with each other. And to draw players deeper into the world of darkness. So
wonderful. When there are folks out there watching this and they say, hey, I really want to play a vampire LARP, where would they go?
They go to mindseyesociety.org.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell me, in your time at LARPing, what is one scene, one instance that really sticks out in your mind as this is pretty darn cool and why I do this?
Sure. A couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to attend one of the largest vampire games I ever played in the United States. There were 2,000 characters took over this massive 2-hotel complex, and the super ancient elders stood up to give their declaration, and in the middle of it all, my little nobody vampire, his phone rang, and to have 2,000 people in the most horrible, scary monster nightmare vampire makeup turn around. The character didn't live really long after that. But it was an amazing scene that opened my heart. And that's one of the things I love about Mind's Eye Society, is because it has a massive national scale, that actually represents this horrific vampire world that, it's all the nastiest politics, without a...
That is absolutely wonderful. Hey, thanks for stopping and chatting with the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I never know where to look, but...
Ready? Hey, Adventures in LARP fans, we're back for another show. I'm Chris Glover here with Matt Griffith and Courtney Manor. And we have decided to start off yet again with LARP from a Hat. Totally not taken from any other show. But here's how this game works. We've got a couple of buckets of different genres and characters and races. We're going to pick one of these at random, and we're going to try and assemble a game around whatever it is that we've chosen. Should be good. Yeah, all right, fun. Everybody, dig in.
Okay.
All right, we're going to use the genre of game shows.
With furniture salesman.
Furniture salesman.
From Klingon.
Oh God.
Klingon furniture salesman game show. All right. How do we put these together?
All I can see is Price is Right and Ferengi and oh dear Lord.
I was hoping Wheel of Fortune, since all the sayings would be in Klingon.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, how do you sell furniture with that?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I guess you're on something then.
But see, Wheel of Fortune, you've got all the letters and everything. So, Donna, give me a... And then it's like, wait, was that a lower or an upper? Because we got to figure
I will
out...
end you!
Yeah. All right. Ferengi, or Klingon furniture salesman.
Ferengi furniture salesman would be easy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a Ferengi.
Klingon furniture salesman. Maybe it's a game show for Klingon furniture salesmen to try and sell furniture to other...
Yeah, I was thinking more like that shopping channel, late night shopping channel. You got two guys trying to sell you furniture, and they're Klingons.
Right.
That would be fantastic.
I got nothing other than that. I mean, or it's kind of like those shows from HGTV, like Flip This House, only they're trying to sell you an upscale furniture set, something like that. Without destroying it.
This lovely couch comes with Ottoman and disrupt your pistol. I'm not sure about this as a game so much as a character that I might really like to play. I mean, I could get into this.
Wow.
Yeah, it's... Oh.
Maybe you go around from... All right, so let's see. What if it's... what if you've got two games going on at once? Number one, you have a more low-key, full immersion Federation-based game where people have characters, they're interacting, they're doing their thing, and then the other Klingons are a completely different game where they have to see how many of them can sell the most furniture to the Federation folks that are playing a whole other game.
That actually sounds like
the first group is not aware of the motivations of the second group?
Exactly.
Oh.
Game within a game, Inception style, Klingon furniture salesman. And in fact, if you used other immersion games... So this might make the most sense if the people were all Federation, or at least Star Trek in some form or fashion. But if you had folks say they're Harry Potter, especially...
No, I want a Star Wars convention. So they're already hating on these Klingons and ready for a fight, and suddenly they're buying furniture? No one will know what just happened.
I don't know what just happened.
Yes, there you go. So even better than going into another game, maybe this is more a convention game where you have to try and convince other cosplayers to buy furniture. And if you talk them into it in character, they sign a card or something, and you come back and see how many signatures you get from other cosplayers.
Yeah.
That sounds like
funny.
fun.
I was just thinking of starting a business and having a booth filled with Klingons at a cosplay convention and actually selling
Yeah, little mini furniture or full size pieces.
What do you think would sell at a convention?
Probably the minis.
Okay.
I can't
Real
see,
Klingon miniatures.
I can't.
Handcrafted.
Yeah. I can't see the Klingons doing anything dainty in miniature. So.
Oh, it wouldn't be dainty at all, I don't think.
Although, if they're selling furniture, the twist would be that it would be very delicate Romanesque sort of like 18th century sort of. That's just the high class of the Klingon. They may be a warrior race, but they are all about a nice decorative ottoman.
I thought they were just resellers, like a clearinghouse for furniture from other people who may have had more skill at finely crafted furniture.
This end table goes excellent with your doilies.
Is there a word for doilies in Klingon?
I'm sure there has to be.
I don't think it would be very flattering.
What if that's the one word that just happens to transcend the different races in the Star Trek world? Is that all of the races have a form of doily, and the word happens to be doily.
That would actually make a whole lot of sense.
They're completely developed in totally different directions. But they all have doilies. So here's the next thing for our benefit is so we do the show in conjunction with Fanservice and Gavin and so. So we should, when we next see him every once in a while, throw in Klingon and the word doily and see how long before he knows what's going on. It may be a while before he sees this episode. You could have seen us doing this in Fanservice by the time this airs. And now you know what's going on.
Meanwhile, we just learned it ourselves. You've been watching it for months. Okay.
Yeah, I like the con game. That would be excellent. I'm going back to this. I want to it's something like Gen Con or Origins.
Oh, one of the big giant.
Where you have a Dragon Con where it's cosplayers all over the place.
That would be fun. I want to do that actually. Now I'm going to have to find an excuse to get to Dragon Con now.
All right.
You did that one by now?
Oh, other than, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to pause this we're going to pause here. If you see Klingons selling furniture, be ready and know you're in on it. Stay tuned for more of the show. We've got a whole bunch of cool stuff coming up, and stay tuned after this.
Time again for another terrible LARP.
Shh, can't talk. Fish.
This has been another terrible LARP.
Hi, fans. We're here. I managed to catch up with a face that you may or may not have noticed throughout our season. This is Pocky, who commonly plays a cow.
Lord Bulvis, thank you.
Look, a cow with a name.
Yes.
In English.
Indeed.
Which is interesting. And I know that you've been on our show a couple of times before.
Yes.
You were in our piece on traffic. You were in some of our Crazy Carl's commercials and things. So, how long have you been playing a cow?
Well, to be honest, cow by my body size is sort of my nature, so it's truly hard to say. But since starting LARPing, because truly the cow is the most important character in any fantasy, horror, or sci-fi setting.
I have noticed a surprising amount of cows in some of the LARPs that I have played and that we have had on. So I do, and I believe that you're right. As far as fantasy and sci-fi and sort of genres, yes. I have noticed a void of cows, the cow void, if you will, in kung fu style LARPs. And with the show, what was the movie Kung Pao?
Kung Pao, yes.
It had
great moment in cow history.
Yes.
Well, it's because, really, to be fair, the cow only gets his movie a year. He gets 1 year's worth of movies. and it's when his time comes up. Because we all know the Chinese calendar is every year is this year of the ox.
So when it cycles back around to the year of the ox,
yes.
that's when we can
expect more cow
to expect more cows in Kung Fu style
Oh
LARPs.
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
We got several hits of it through Kung Fury and Kung Into the Fist, and several other ones. I mean,
have you ever worried? I mean, lots of role players will role play a variety of things, and sometimes the LARPer specifically may stick to a particular race or something to that effect, but still play a variety of characters. Do you ever feel that you're going to be typecast as a cow?
Well, I mean, to be fair, many artists get typecast, but it's living through that typecast. I mean, to be fair, Vin Diesel always plays a big, muscular man with a deep brain, much like he himself is. And I can feel that, being a cow, being typecast, even as the cow itself, I would say, I mean, I can offer various. The Japanese cow may feel the tremors coming before the great Godzilla shows up, or, the cows of Crystal Lake mean Jason no harm, so stay away from the lake, as it were.
I see. So, in some of the games that you have played, I looking at some of the rules, I haven't seen a whole lot of things that are connected with cow abilities.
Well, I mean, that's more of the fault of the writers. I mean, to be fair, it's a lot of house ruling of animals a lot of time, just not the cow.
Do you find that you
bison.
sometimes have to bring your own house rules up to various game designers?
Absolutely. I mean, it's very important that all of the like I said, the cow, the ox, the bison get their fair share, and it's very important. I mean, how many cows do you see at a Renaissance festival, by instance, or oxen?
Okay, but tell me this. You say you're not too worried about typecast, but how often have you played a cow versus playing a bison? Would you not be typecast into the cow role itself as opposed to branching out into other bovinity?
Well, it depends actually on how long I've had a haircut. See, right now, I couldn't really do a very good bovine. See, the cows have a lot of hair.
So this is more of like the what is it? The cattle from England and whatnot, right?
Yes. Well, that's if we do like a Harry Potter LARP, and the cows must show up to get turned into something else for the Harry Potter students to play around with. But like right now, if I was to be in America, I would be more of an ox or the buffalo, as it were, because of their long hair.
I see. Yes. I see.
It's going just not cow, but the entire large four-legged animal variety that happens to be a milk or food-producing product.
When you go into role-playing on some of the more sci-fi LARPs as a cow, how do you treat laser weapons? Do you roll with laser weapons, or do you stray from them?
Well, it depends mostly on, with sci-fi, we're talking a Blade Runner or more a crashed on Earth scenario. If it's a crashed on Earth scenario, I will pretend to be burned heavily and maybe run before getting killed by my prey, or those who are preying upon me. If it's a Blade Runner scenario, I'm generally in a large industrial machine, so not a lot of more of me standing there trying to plot how to escape.
I see, but less laser weapons.
Less laser weapons.
I see.
Because cow laser weapons, I mean, that's just silly.
Yeah, we wouldn't, right, and the LARP is, I mean, some LARP is fun, some LARPs are a little sillier, and you definitely want to keep the seriousness of it when you play something like a cow. I can totally understand.
Plus, how would I shoot? I have hooves. I would be like...
That brings up a whole other point, though, is that what happens at the point that you enter a game where you might require opposable thumbs?
Well, that's what the farmer's for.
What the what?
The farmer, the one who takes care of the cows.
Like a cow familiar.
Yes.
If you were using the.
I've even been a cow familiar for a witch once.
I see.
She was a German milk maiden.
But that's kind of kind of interesting there that you've gone the whole route from cow familiar to cow with familiar.
Yes.
And played the whole scene there.
I did.
So if someone comes along and they say, "Look, I'm really interested in playing a pig or a watermelon," what is the sort of thing that you would tell them that really entices them to be cattle over a pig or a watermelon?
Well, I mean, to be fair, watermelon, you're just going to lay there all day. And unless you have a large girth to you, you're not going to be a watermelon people would want. They're going to look at you and going, that is a tiny watermelon. Why would I pick that watermelon? I must wait for it to get larger. And as far as a pig, I mean, really honestly, at the end of the day, you're going to have to clean up. And it's just going to be pure mess. And you have to swim in your own fecal matter. And role-playing that, my friend, that you have to get down and dirty with. Playing a cow is a somber creature. We graze, we go along, we can moo in character. Moo, just moo. Just say moo. And how easy it is to convey.
Moo.
Right. You have to convey worry with your moo.
Moo.
Exactly. See how easy it is to convey.
I think I have trouble with the ooh part of it.
No, just go moo.
Moo.
Moo. Oh.
Ooh.
Exactly. Moo.
I tell you.
Moo.
I think, the more we talk about this, the more I think that I may have typecast myself as a human this whole time, when really I should be branching out into the animal species at the very slightest.
I mean, if you want to start off really simple, go with monkey.
Okay.
You're going with that Chinese thing? This is the year of the monkey.
There you go. Maybe we could all start as monkey. Well, some excellent tidbits into cow roleplay. Stay tuned for more adventures in LARPing.
Time again for another terrible LARP. This has been another terrible LARP.
Hey, Adventures in LARP fans! You may have noticed that we have skipped a few steps on our great big arch project. When we last left, it was nothing more than a skeleton of parts, and now we're at this big boxes. What we did, just to put it in brief, look, there's video right here, kind of fast. We coated the open spots in cardboard and glued it down. Over that, we paper mache'd layers of newspaper all around, doubling up or tripling up on the corners so that it's nice and strong and gives us a surface to paint on. Why did we not get all of that on individual footage for you? When you were a kid, paper mache was kind of cool, maybe. When you're an adult, it's boring, and it's boring TV. So, we have paper mache covered arches. Oh, and to mention, when we put the cardboard on, you can also layer it up if you want some different shapes and things like that. Or even use some sheet insulation foam or something like that to cover instead of cardboard if you want all kinds of cool stuff before you paper mache over it. That said, we wanted big blocks. And so now it's time to paint and do something to make them look a lot more interesting. Now, we originally decided that we wanted these big gray rocks because gray is a good rock color. And we also want to do cheap because we're cheap. At our local hardware store, when people order paint and it's not quite the right color that they want, they stash the perfectly good, ready cans of paint and discount the heck out of them. So I always look there first before I start getting into a particular project and see if there's something I want. And there wasn't any gray, but I've got this brown color and kind of on the dark side, but we're going to fix that up when we highlight it. So step one, we're going to go over all of these, and we're now going to have brown rocks instead of gray rocks. Let's speed up this footage too. All right, now that we've got our paint on, well, we've got our base layer of paint on. And in some spots it's still a little tacky. Some spots, the time that it took me to do the other ones, the first one's already getting dry. But it looks like a big brown lump. That's where highlighting comes in. I've got a couple of cans of spray paint here that has a nice little flecks. I don't know if you can see that. Kind of a flex sort of spray paint. And all I'm going to do is just some real light passes. Over my rocks. Can one, can two. And basically, I'm just trying to break it up a little bit. Now, it still looks kind of like a bunch of spray painted stripes on top. What I'm probably going to do is get one more of these in a slightly darker color and just kind of tone it down just a little bit. That way, and I got the flecked one so that if you feel it when it's dry, it'll feel a little bit of texture and that sort of thing too. But that's basically it. Once I get these painted, then we'll put them together. We're going to sew a piece for the top that'll be our next bit. We are almost done with the giant arch. So stick around for more.